Hello, hello, how do you do? I'm Hana Q. So, Genshin Impact. You guys know the game, right? Huge fan base with gorgeous characters and interesting world building. Well, I was recently informed that my favorite drunkard bard, Venti, would be making a return to the wishing pool soon. So I figured this would be the perfectly, poorly disguised reason to play the game again, under the guise of a YouTube art video. Let me introduce a new series to the channel. I call it the Genshin Impact Spinning Wheel Challenge, where I'll put Genshin Impact characters into a spinning wheel, spin the wheel, and have it choose a random character for me to draw. For this spinning wheel, I'm going to divide it into regions because there's a whole ton of Genshin Impact characters and I wanted to limit the pool a bit. Genshin Impact recently released the new region Fontaine with tons of gorgeous characters, so let's use it for our wheel. So first things first, let's spin the wheel and generate a random character for us to draw. Okay, so here we are at the spinning wheel. This is the list of characters that I included for the Fontaine character list. Hopefully I included all of them. I think that's all of them, but yeah, let's see what character we're gonna draw. So I'm gonna spin the wheel now. Okay, Nouvellette. Very pretty boy with white long hair. I think I can do that. So let's start sketching Nouvellette. To be honest, I have no idea about anything about this character. When I played Genshin Impact, I barely completed Inazuma, so I'm pretty far behind. But what I understood from his artwork and trailer is that he is a mysterious and handsome man with unknown origins who is currently working as the Chief Justice of Fontaine.
Good evening.
Okay, handsome and mysterious man. I think to myself, I can do this. I draw and think about pretty boys all the time. So keeping this drawing simple because I'm on a time budget, the goal is to just draw Nouvellette staring kind of intensely at the camera with his beautiful eyes. I tilted his head a little and started drawing in the general idea for the pose. So I messed around a bunch of a lot of different hand poses because I kind of wanted to incorporate a hand in there, but wasn't sure how. I mean, the idea was hand holding his temple with the kind of look that's like, what, you're making me wait? But I didn't have enough power to do so, I'm sorry. I'm glad I didn't though because he seems more polite as a character. In the end, I decided against the hand and wanted to draw a casual portrait instead. Now I'm going to go straight into color sketching, which is just my version of figuring out where I want the mood of the drawing to go before I commit to line art and such. I was kind of vibing with the dark mood here, but I think I wanted something a little bit brighter. So I'm erasing the background and adding some golden hour shine. Finally, I'm settling on a light blue base, giving him more of a soft angelic glow. It's time for a cleaner sketch. This time, I'm going to define the details in his hair and face. I'm sketching just a little bit cleaner, but I'm mostly aiming for fluidity and smoothness here. I feel like things were going quite fine with the face and hair. Then I got to the clothes and details on his outfit. So Nouvellette has this fancy collar decal gemstone, and to make that, I just used the symmetry tool to draw it straight on. Then I used the free transform tool to place it according to the angle and perspective of the drawing. I knew Genshin Impact characters were full of details, but I was already starting to feel the cramps on my hands from this. How do you guys muster the courage to draw them? I'm just continuing to draw the rest of his collar, which was a little bit difficult to understand, so I had to scour through like 5 different references. I appreciate the details, but my single brain cell is definitely too tiny for this. After getting through the outfit details, it's time for his hair accessory. Same story as last time, I'm going to create the accessory straight on using the symmetry tool. He has 2 accessories in his hair, so I'm going to draw both now. All of the pictures online of him always had it front facing with the accessories angled away, so I watched all of his teasers and trailers for some good references of him. At this point, while I was watching and listening to him, I'm not gonna lie, my heart was kind of going doki doki. I can't remember the last time I felt this way for a 2D man, not since I swore off gacha for my wallet. Anyways, I quickly shot those simping thoughts away because I'm a faithful woman and there's only one boy in my heart, and that's Venti. Wait, I forgot the point of this was to talk about how much I was struggling with the details on this drawing. I free transformed them into perspective, but they still kind of look like they're struggling, but that's a mess for future me to fix. At this point, I'm on a time crunch and I'm struggling pretty hard on the details, so I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing with my life? Genshin Impact fan artist, I applaud you. On one hand, I'm sure drawing all of these details is great fun and practice, but on the other hand, I don't think my own drawing hand is going to survive. Time for a break, it seems. And what better way to take a small break from drawing than to do some gacha pulls in Genshin Impact? Onwards to Genshin Impact. Why hello there. So I recently installed Genshin Impact to pull for Venti, but I was disappointed to find out that he wasn't coming for another 18 days. So I guess it was a no-go in that department. So to celebrate the Nouvellette drawing and his banner coming out, I'll pull a few in his banner instead. As you can see, I haven't unlocked that much of the map past Inazuma, and I'm kind of far behind in the story. I did try to speedrun as much as I could through the story to farm for some primo gems. By the way, I currently have C3 Venti, and the ultimate goal is to one day get C6 Venti, but your girl Tutorial ain't gonna drop money on him, so I'm trying to do this as free as possible. If I recall correctly, I got my first venti from the launch banner, probably from some free Primo gems. My second and third ventis came from when I used to be a VTuber streamer. Allow me to show you some clips from my time of being an absolute degenerate.
Let it rain. I'm tired.
Oh my god. No, Amber!
For some reason, I find the idea really funny of a voice actor going, what the hello? Oh! Have to fight. We don't have to fight. Let's see what he's got packing under here. Oh shit!
See you shortly. Let's meet at the usual place.
He winked at me. Back then, far too many people were not in their sound minds by enabling my degenerate behavior through donating funds to encourage me to pull for more ventis. And my fourth venti probably came from his third or fourth rerun. God, who knows. Venti has returned more times than feels fair, to be honest. But I love it. He deserves it. I also pulled him one elegy of the end so he could be a complete cute little bard. I might try pulling to C6 elegy after my goal of C6ing venti, but who knows. Okay, that was an impressively nerdy tangent I went on just now. I applaud myself for that despite not playing that much Genshin Impact. Shall we finally do some polls?
Okay, let's do some wishes for Nouvelette.
He's kind of cool, so I won't mind if I get him.
So here's wish number 1. Okay.
Got a blue. Nice. I think I'm gonna do 5 polls. So that's 1. Here's number 2. Okay, looks like we're not lucky today. Nouvelette will be eluding us. Okay, didn't get much, but pulling in gachas is always fun. So now I feel ready to draw again. Phew, that sure replenished my energy. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, comment below your favorite Genshin Impact region and why. In the meantime, I did a clean line art layer over our previous sketch, fixing up some areas I didn't like and making sure his accessories look snatched. So let's go on right ahead to some coloring. I'm just going to go ahead and lay down some base colors, then head straight into shading the skin. Then I'll color in the hair lightly and do a little bit of the eyes too. At this point, I'm struggling to feel good about this drawing, so I need some dopamine hits by adding the lighting on top of everything. So to do so, I just add a gray-blue layer on top on multiply mode, then add a new layer on overlay mode and pick up a light color. With this, I'll sculpt out areas I want the light to hit. Okay, this helps a little, but I'm still struggling pretty hard on this drawing. Whenever I have a tough time like this, it always reminds me that I still have a lot more to learn and further to go. I know that with continued practice and hard work, my style will get to a place that I like. Right now, I might not be there yet, but I know I can get there and I'm looking forward to it. With that in mind, it's easier for me to feel okay with not feeling okay about my drawings. I struggled with the placement of his facial features since I was in a bit of a time crunch, but with some continued effort, I think I got the drawing to a place I'm satisfied with. And just being satisfied is okay. Not every piece is going to be my best work, nothing to mope over, but to pack up and move on to the next drawing. But it was fun to draw Nouvelette, so thank you for the challenge, and hopefully I can redeem you one day. As for the drawing, I'm adding finishing details and last minute effects. Oh shoot, I'm really running close on time now. I want to get this out to you guys before the month ends, so I've got to skedaddle and get this edited. Here's how the finished drawing turned out. Until next time, I'm wishing you all the best on your journeys of achieving your goals and dreams. Bye!